everybody. Before we get into it, do me a huge favor and please like and subscribe to this channel so that I can keep it growing. I appreciate you. Hello, everybody. My name is Jenny and I am with Senior Perspective, and I'm going to give my perspective on Sister Wives today. This is episode 12, I think. I'm not even sure. All right. I am shocked. For the most incredibly boring episode that Sister Wives has ever put out, kudos, Sister Wives. Kudos, TLC, for making us watch paint dry again. And yet, I managed to have 5 pages of notes. How is that even possible? I don't even know. But let's just go ahead and jump right in and we'll see what we discuss together here. All right, so it does start out strong. It starts out strong because, as we recall, and I'm pretty sure at the beginning of the episode, they did a recap of previous episodes and they did this clip. I can't remember for 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they did. They must have. They must have, because sometimes their editing is brilliant. So, as we recall, Kody said that they were surprised when Mckelty was expecting twins. I'm pretty sure this was just the last episode. And he said, because we have no twins anywhere in our family that I'm aware of. So the twins must be from Tony's side. I knew. I almost said something on the last video about that because I knew this was a carrot. The way they threw that in there and then just cut and there was nothing else related to it, I thought, this is a little nugget that is going to come back to haunt him. And sure enough, they show it in the recap, I'm pretty sure, today. And then they go on to have Christine in her interview who mentions that she has a set of uncles that are twins. Her dad's brothers are twins. And Kody has twin nieces. Oh, it doesn't get any better than that. I'm sorry I snorted. Okay. Kody has twin nieces. Where'd they come from? That he forgot about. I mean, are we surprised? He forgets about his own daughter for 6 weeks over the Christmas holidays. So, are we surprised he forgot that he had nieces that were twins too? But Christine knows. Christine knows off the top of her head. She's like, oh yeah, Kody has twin nieces too. Yeah, okay. That was great. Good job, TLC. So it started off strong. It kind of went down from there. But let's go on. There's an interview with Mckelty this time. Mckelty and Tony are interviewed. And, before we even it's part of the interview. And then it's part of kind of their live recording that they do as well. And they splice it together. Basically, during this time, Mckelty mentions that she told Robin and Kody first about her pregnancy and the twins. So that hurt my heart a little bit. It really did. I get it. I understand. Christine was gracious about it. Beyond gracious. She even went on to say they have a very special relationship, and this won't be the only thing that she tells them before she tells me. So Christine is still acting like a sister wife with Robin in terms of her kids. Now, she doesn't like Robin, and they've never had really a sister-wife relationship. But when it comes to Christine's kids, she ensures that they get what they need. She's driving states away to take Truly to continue to see her father. He hasn't come up to see her. And she is encouraging and supporting and saying, this is how it's going to be the rest of our lives. They have a special relationship. And she just leaves it at that, and that's okay. Sometimes the maturity of Christine is really amazing. I always thought Janelle was the most mature in the family, and she still might be. But there are times that Christine says things that I think, wow, you're more mature than I would be in this given situation. So then we saw, there's some awkward stuff in this, I'm telling you. Then they have Mckelty telling, I guess, the videographer, or maybe there's a new producer there that day, because we're now at the 50th birthday party for Christine, and Mckelty announces and shows the picture on camera of like, hey, so we're having twins, surprise. It was just, and I'm thinking, well, we all know. Well, first of all, we all know because the twins are practically 2 years old already. I mean, we're so far behind. I mean, it was no surprise. Like the big thrill that McKelty's having twins. Yeah, yeah, they're ready for preschool. We know. They're born. They're weaned. They're off to college, basically. Okay. So the editing, again, this is one of those really poor editing jobs when it comes to timeline issues that TLC loves to do.
Not again.
We just watched a whole episode revealing it, which wasn't a surprise. Again, we know about it. And then we go to this episode when Mckelty is like, but there's a surprise, look. And then she shows the sonogram to somebody. So I'm thinking it's somebody on production that didn't know about it. But why they splice that and put it in at this point makes no sense. I don't understand. It makes no sense.
Make it make sense.
Anyway, TLC, you went from here to here. That was terrible. I didn't know what was going on, so I was just like, whatever, this is part of their dumb editing. And then they didn't do a flashback. This would have been the perfect opportunity for TLC to do some clever editing and go back, since we were talking about who we told first, to go back and show Christine's reaction when she found out that Mckelty was having twins, because that was on camera. And Christine was over the moon. She was crying. She was hugging. She was like, what? She didn't have words. It was very touching. It was a nice moment. And then this would have been a great time to cut to this interview. But even without that, this interview, I looked at it and I'm like, Robin's reaction when they asked her about it was like she was reading the encyclopedia. Honest to goodness. I'll see if I can insert a clip right here of it.
I guess we were the first people that she told. And of course I feel honored and I'm glad she feels safe doing that. And we were just really excited for, more grandbabies, so yeah.
Robin says, I guess we were the first people that she told. And of course I feel honored and I'm glad she feels safe doing that, and we're just really excited for her. More grandbabies, so yeah. And then she smiles at the end. That was the weirdest interview. When you're talking about, I don't care if this is the 50th time you're talking about it. If I have a grandchild, I am going to talk about that grandchild to everybody and be as excited about it every single time that I'm doing it. And her response was just bizarre. I don't know. I don't understand it. We cut to the 50s party. I do want to say the 50s party was really cute. When they had the episode where they were doing the planning for it, I just thought this was the dumbest thing ever. And I'm like, you're an adult. You don't have to have a theme for your party. You don't even have to have a party. But I get it. One, you need content for airing. And two, it's sort of your coming out celebration of life. I'm living on my own. I'm 50. Yeah, I'm owning it. And but a 50s party, and when they were coming up with all the different 50 theme stuff, that I just thought it was as dumb as ever. I have to take it all back. It was darling. It was cute. She had this great food truck with burgers and fries outside. I would have loved to have gone to that party, quite frankly. Everybody dressed up. I'm not up for a dress up kind of theme party. Not my thing. But 50s dresses were kind of cute, and they are flattering. So it would have been the one time that I would have been like, okay, I'll go rent something from a costume shop. So, but even the boys, Janelle's boys came, and they had the 50s shirt and pants. I was shocked that everyone participated except for Peyton. Peyton was the wet towel in this whole thing. But he was there, and he looked like he was having a good time. So, all right, I'll give them that. We have another awkward Mckelty moment because Christine said she wanted Mckelty to announce at the party about the twins because nobody knew. Janelle didn't know, and Christine's mom didn't know. Nobody else knew besides their immediate family. So she thought this would be a great opportunity. And Mckelty picked kind of the most awkward time to do it and the most awkward way to do it. It was kind of like, I don't know, community theater, I guess, because she was acting as if her mom didn't already know, which made Christine then have to respond awkwardly. Okay, I just don't even. I wrote down what she said. Mckelty said, "Wait, Mom," because Christine was making the announcement. Everybody get food. Come on inside and bring it inside. There's tables where you can sit down and eat. And Mckelty says, "Wait, Mom, I have a really good, exciting gift for you. Like, I have something that you're going to like a lot. It's your daughter pregnant with twins." And then leaves it at that. It's your daughter pregnant with twins. Now, first of all, Christine has many daughters. So for Mckelty to talk in third person instead of first person, she didn't say that it was her or I. She's like, your daughter is pregnant with twins. There was almost kind of like silence amongst people. I think some people were, I'm sure most people were confused. I was confused and I knew what the story was. I'm like, what? Oh, wait, why are we talking about ourselves in third person? It was just, Mckelty's so odd. That's all I can say. She's odd. She can make it a moment uncomfortable, and boy, did that make it uncomfortable. So, because she presented it as like, surprise, I have this gift for you, Christine standing on the steps was like, ah! And screamed with excitement, which, but didn't run up and give her a hug or anything like that. It was completely unnatural because it was unnatural. Kelty had a whole script going on and never gave the pages to Christine and said, "We're going to act this out." It was just weird. Okay. So, but then it got sweet because Janelle like turned and looked, and when it finally registered, she goes, "You're having twins?" And Mckelty said yes. And she went and gave her the most sincere, sweet hug, and she was crying, and which was very neat. And Mckelty mentions that Janelle cried and that it's sweet because they're going to be her twin granddaughters or grandchildren too. And Janelle made the comment while she was there. She was like, "Well, maybe I do have to move here," which would have been so sweet, right? I don't think Janelle's moved up there. But anyway, that would have been sweet. And Tony points out that he said that Janelle doesn't cry a lot, so her response was extra special, which was a really sweet thing for Tony to say and for them to realize and internalize too. It's true, we almost never see Janelle cry, very rarely, and for her to do that at this moment was very tender, very sweet. We cut to an interview with Robin where she says, "Kody and I and our kids were not invited to Christine's birthday party." She goes on to say, "It's really hard when we hear about the things the rest of the family are doing." So they weren't invited to Christy's 50th birthday party. Duh. As if you should have been. I don't know. It's been, we don't know what the timeline is, but we're going to say roughly 2 years since Christine left. Over a year. I think over a year and a half at this point. I, I, so she thought that maybe they would be invited to her birthday party.
Are you dumb?
I just don't understand. And I don't know how you get the kids. It's in a different state. So I don't know how you get the kids there without Robin and Kody doing it because they're connected still by the umbilical cord and they don't go anywhere without Robin. So I can't picture Robin allowing the older kids to drive the younger ones there in a car by themselves without supervision. And if they all went, then Robin would just be staying in a hotel somewhere nearby. I mean, the whole thing would have just been awkward. And Christine in the interview points out that it would have been nice to have she would have liked to have had Robin's kids there, but she didn't invite them because it wasn't the time or place for a reconnection with the kids. Truly would have loved it, and Isabel would have loved it. Um, but it's true, it's not the place for a reunion because they're all there celebrating Christine. And the kids think that Christine is the meanest person on earth right now. Christine is the reason, according to Robin and Kody, for the whole breakup of the family. Like all the mess they're in right now with everybody is all Christine's fault. It's always Christine's fault. We've established this in previous episodes. Everything that goes wrong with the family is Christine's fault. We have a new thing to blame things on. You know, it used to be COVID. COVID's fault for everything, all the whole deterioration of the family and all that stuff. But now we never mention COVID being a problem at all anymore. Now it's all Christine's fault that things have happened.
Again, your fault.
We have a lot of boring footage about Meri at her carriage house working on redesigning it, which shocks me because, like, I'm addicted to remodel shows. I didn't find this interesting whatsoever.
Boring.
Meri has a friend named Blair who she's been friends with for 4 to 5 years. Sadly, she met him online too. I don't, I don't, I don't understand why Meri finds it so difficult to just meet friends. So she had the relationship online, the catfishing thing. She met this guy online. I don't know. Jen was a natural friend, that how most people develop friends. You're in a situation with them, you see them often, you realize you have a lot in common, you decide, let's get a cup of coffee and talk sometime. And before you know it, you become friends and eventually besties. And that's what happened with Jen. But why this married gay man reached out to Meri online, I mean, I, I don't know if there's a little bit of cloud chasing going on here. Like, he just wanted his 5 minutes of fame and he got it on this episode. He seems like a nice guy, whatever. I just find the whole thing a little fishy. We do see in some of the footage of Meri and Jen and Blair discussing things about finishes and furnishings and, you know, different touches to the Airbnb, which Meri wants in like a steampunk kind of theme. I love steampunk. I think it's cool. She does rear her ugly head of Meri of years old and does that really loud voice that she does with the monotone voice. I don't like circles. She didn't want circle lights, which were part of the plans, or lanterns that were going to be held that were circular. She didn't want circles, and she didn't want the island to be white, and that was part of his original plan. She wanted a wood island in there. And this was the one time I've been pushing this whole season for, like, gosh, I really wish Janelle and Christine would just open their arms and invite Meri back in, because I think she's really changed. And I saw this little clip, and I'm thinking, oh,
I take that back.
yeah, I remember why I don't like Meri. She annoyed me so much because she talked like that all the time in her monotone voice and complained and was very demanding about the things that she wants in not a nice way. And that would be difficult to live with all the time. I still think it would be great if they all get together, but I'm stepping back in terms of my desire to really push it, and my understanding is coming back to why Janelle and Christine are okay just being Janelle and Christine and their 11 kids that they have, 12 kids. I don't know how many kids they have together. I know one of them has 6. Does anyone have 5 or 6? Anyway, they have a lot of kids. We see Kody go to Janelle's new apartment. He loves it. Kody loves nice things. Kody and Robin, this is why they're two peas in a pod, have champagne taste, which used to be on a beer budget, but not anymore. Now it's on a high-end champagne budget. What's a good champagne? I don't know. I don't drink champagne. Anyway, I can name a couple good. Anyway, so Kody loves it. He's all about, he's, oh, look at this. Oh, look at, he's very, very happy. He loves this. He didn't like the little apartment. Didn't like anything to do with that little place. He didn't like Janelle's old house. She was in another one prior to it before she moved in it, and she left, and he was upset about that because he liked her first house. It was a nicer home. Even though the second one was larger, and it had the whole garden space that Janelle likes gardening, Kody complained, according to Janelle, all the time. He didn't like that house because it just wasn't as nice inside. So now he's invested again because he's like, well, this is a beautiful place. 1,500 square foot apartment she has, which is, and it looked beautiful. So as she's kind of giving him this tour, Janelle's barely speaking. Again, we have another awkward situation. He's just commenting about different things, and she's like, "Yep, yep, yeah, that's what that is. Yeah, it's big. Yeah, it's 1,500 square feet." I mean, it was clear that Janelle was uncomfortable in Kody's presence, and it was clear that Kody was trying to, compliment her and get in her good graces again, and Janelle just wasn't having it. Janelle has moved on, but Kody doesn't know that yet. Kody's acting in this episode as if he is Meri. And even though he's getting all these hints and clues that I'm done, including her overtly saying, "I'm done, I'm not interested, I need a break, I don't want to reconcile," he still keeps coming back for more. Why? Because he and Janelle have this wonderful, loving, nurturing relationship? No, they never did. Janelle has the most money out of everybody. There's a little bit of a breakaway to Janelle talking about how special this apartment is because it's hers. She found it on her own. She's paying for it on her own. It's not hers and Kody's. All the places that she's been to before, her and Kody found together. And this isn't the situation anymore. I don't know how the funding worked for all the other ones, if it was just out of her account or if it was out of the joint account. But she made it very clear that this was her money, her apartment, her place. She found it. There's no room for Kody. In the interview also, Janelle refers to the fact that Kody's making more of an effort with Savannah, and he does, he gives her a hug when he sees her, and he's kind of massaging her shoulders saying, "Hey, do you like this place now?" He's acting like an engaged father again with Janelle. Not Janelle. He's acting like an engaged father again with Savannah, which is nice to see. I mean, I think he's realized the error of his ways. He realized how horrible it was that he ignored her for 6 weeks, including over Christmas time. No phone call, no gifts, no visits, nothing. So he's trying to make up for it. And Janelle said that he's been doing a good job. He's been making an effort, and every couple of weeks he takes her out to dinner. He takes Savannah out to dinner. Every couple of weeks. Okay. So the only other underage children that live in Flagstaff are the ones in his home with Robin. Everybody, because Truly is in another state now. He's made zero effort to go see Truly on his own. Zero. He's never gone there once. And now his only other underage child that's in Flagstaff, he sees 2 times a month for dinner. And the rest of the time he spends with Robin and her kids.
That's not fair. That's not equal.
I mean, math is hard, but I think from what I recall, there's a huge inequity here in time that he's spending with Savannah. And then it makes me a little bit sad to think that Janelle's really happy with the fact that he's taking her to dinner to eat food, something he has to do anyway. He's not like taking her to a show or taking her to the park or going for walks or, he's not like he's taking her to dinner. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. He's spending time with her. That's way more than he was doing before. But it is kind of sad that Janelle's excited about the crumbs that he has given to her daughter. So Janelle made the comment that she would like it if Kody would come over and help her hang the pictures because he does a better job of that than she does. And in the interview, it cuts to an interview where Kody says, "I don't know if this is a test." No, Kody, it's not a test. She would like you to come hang her pictures because it's difficult for her to do so. Where's the test? This makes me think that Kody's mind. Sometimes, that projection kind of thing, when you think somebody else is thinking a certain way, it's because that's how you think also. I think that's what's happening here. I think sometimes he gives a bunch of tests to these different ladies because there's no test here. He thinks it's a test. No test. He goes on to say in the interview, "When you're married to 4 women, everything is a test. Pick me. Pick me. Do something for me. Do something for me." End quote. I don't, what do you expect? You have 4 wives. Yeah, you're going to have to help all 4 of them. You're going to have to do things for them. So then we reflect on Janelle, and she says she's talking about the house plans of what she wants to build on Coyote Pass. Okay. And then Kody in this apartment all of a sudden says, I don't think I want to go with designing a casita over a garage if we're doing something bigger, we might as well have the space. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. If we're doing something bigger, we might as well have the space. He goes on later to say, we should just build you a 1,500 or 2,000 square foot house with a garage. He totally doesn't get it. Janelle is building the casita because it can be done in like 9 months' time. It's something that can be done quick. And she can get in there and she can live on the property. She doesn't have to rent anymore someplace else. She's there. A 2,000 square foot house with a garage is going to be more time, more labor, more building permits. That's the beauty of the casita, is it's essentially a living space above a garage. Therefore, there's not as many permits. It can get pushed through really quick and it can be built very fast. Kody either doesn't remember this, or maybe Janelle's never told him. I mean, I know he watches the shows. He's admitted he watches the shows. So he knows that this is the reason. She just wants to get on the property. And he's pushing back already. And then in the interview, he says, well, we can either build the casita or build the main house. The main house. The main house was originally a 16,000 square foot house. I don't know what it is now because it had 4 different compartments. There's really no need to have that anymore. Does he think he's building a main house with 2 compartments now, where Janelle has a place to live and where Robin has a place to live? Because he says we can build that now and then we can build the casita later. Well, what's the point of the casita later if you're building the main house? Or let me just say, are you saying, Kody, let's build the big house for me and Robin first, and then we'll build your casita afterwards? That's the only thing that makes sense. There are no building plans for a house for Janelle and Robin. And right now, Kody and Janelle are not together. So what he's saying is making no sense, and I'm sure Janelle's like, and she's so sweet. She just goes, yeah, I don't know about that. Janelle has the hardest time speaking up to Kody, which is why he's been able to railroad his way through her all these years. In Janelle's interview, she's like, he's not putting up any of the money or the financing for this house, so I don't know why we keep referring to we.
We? Donkey, there's no we. There's no our. There's...
She's like, it's all me. This casita is all me. But then we did see in the interview, he's thinking, well, let's build the big house first, and then we can get your casita a little bit later on. Probably what I found as the most shocking part of this entire episode is what came up next. Kody in his interview cannot understand why, when there's so many acres of land on Coyote Pass, that she would want this casita. Why you would want a garage. I'm gonna splice in right here a little bit of the interview, because my mouth was agape, honestly. I'm watching it going, like, did you just say that?
The point I'm trying to make is I think it's a waste to just make the one house that she ever has out there a garage with a casita over it. I mean, 1,200 square feet on a full 2 acres. It's just kind of like, what's the point? It doesn't work for me.
We just about 2 episodes had Kody pitching the idea of a metal barndominium, which is just a metal round shack, which is a garage and a storage unit, which we could put an apartment above for Meri. That was his proposal. He thought that Meri might be interested in living with the extra storage stuff, because he's like, I got extra storage stuff and extra cars I need to store someplace. The casita, the garage below looks nice. It looks like a condo where, you have the nice garage you pull into and then you have living quarters upstairs. He wants to build one of those metal half circle things and have Meri live in the upstairs of it. That was his proposal to her. Cut to this episode where he cannot understand why Janelle would want to live in a 1,200 square foot living space with garages underneath it. I mean,
What am I missing? Am I crazy?
I don't even have words. Does he never remember what he says in the past? Or does he keep flip-flopping on his ideas and what he wants? I don't understand. I don't understand how he could have tried to push that metal barn on Meri, but not understand how Janelle would be willing to live in such a little home there. We should just build the big house for her, or a bigger house up to 2,000 square feet. There's so many things wrong with that I'm not even going to go on. Janelle points out in her interview that none of this can happen until the land is paid off, and that's their priority. And when it comes to building things, she just really wants to push this casita thing through because as she says, I don't know if Kody will ever get his poop in a group and build out there. I just love that. I don't know if Kody will ever get his poop in a group and build out there. And then there's a wonderful scene where Janelle in her interview is just talking about this in general. I'll try to splice it in right here for you.
I don't know if Kody will ever get his poop in a group and build out there. So maybe they build, maybe they don't, but guess what? There's such a thing as a really good high fence, and we can put those between the property. So I don't even have to interact with them.
Kody's reflecting and trying to figure out Janelle in his interview and his relationship, and he says, it's unwound. I can't put the puzzle pieces together. But I'm going to ask her again next week if we can reconcile. And then he goes on to say, it's painful every time I ask her. Maybe I should get more serious about it. It's been clear that he's asked her multiple times to reconcile, and every time Janelle has said no. I mean, he burned the bridges, as if he didn't do it enough with the boys. His lack of attention with her daughter at Christmas time, and then his screaming fit at her on top of it. I mean, that was it. That was a nail in the coffin, but he can't see the writing on the wall. So he keeps trying to reconcile with Janelle. But it's interesting because he came right out in previous episodes and said that he doesn't love her anymore. He only loves Robin. He's admitted he has a favorite wife. He has the one that he loves, but he still wants to hang on to Janelle again. Janelle is the one with all the money. We have a scene where Meri is taking trees down at her B&B. Not that exciting. There's the whole analogy that she says about the fact that she wanted her relationship to work with Kody, but it didn't. She wanted to keep the trees, but she can't. So the trees are all cut down now, and she looks at it and says, it's okay. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. We make the parallel to the fact that she's not with Kody anymore, and it's okay. It's not as bad as she thought it would be. And that's how it ends. Very anticlimactic. Not a great episode. I don't know how long this is going to be. It's probably going to be the same length as all the rest of them. But at least I hope you enjoyed my recap. If you found any of this interesting, please hit the little like button for me and subscribe so that you'll see the next one that comes out. And if you comment below, you'll make my day. You really will. I will comment back. I read them all. Thank you for watching, fellow sister wives, love to hate it fans. I mean, really, that's what it is, right? It's a love-hate relationship with this show. But we keep on watching. You have a great week. I'll see you next time. Bye.